Or another, in September, streaming of wheat, the while of the sickle, so full and then so lithe, you wonder, is she harvest? Is she scythe? Or is it the gleaming wrist of moon after you've left her, desolate, disconsolate as winter fish in the pain of winter sky? Could it be Layla's mercurial eye? Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Oh no. Oh no. It is the visage of my ancient sister. Her shattered mirror and bright shards of tears are newly minted tokens of impossible exchange in this place where everything was lost, everything is gained.
Hello everyone, thank you all for being here. We'll just let that Simi's recitations and singing just sink for a few seconds longer. I was also really happy to hear Zehra's mom give a little bit of background about her early ambitions as a writer. This is something that we've connected on since we met. I was in a conversation with Zehra over the winter of 2018 and early 2019. We were talking about a possible essay that she could write for a publication that I was editing. And she sent me many pages of prose, because we were talking about the essay, which she foregrounded in an email by saying something like, "This is really messy, but I'm still working my way through many ideas here." And I want to, here on April 12th, 2024, I just want to recall the pleasure of reading those pages and the conviction that I had that grew the more I read it, and when I went back over it a second time, that what I had before me were the seeds of a book, the seeds of something that was struggling to become, to find its outlines, and that needed to become a book. I believe that conversation and that exchange, it's just a privilege, and it's rare, particularly when we're summoning the lives of the histories of that Muslim women have lived. It's a joy to get to witness that fruition. I wanted to start with just a fragment of a ghazal written in Urdu by Munibai Hijab in the 19th century. All that is known of her life is that she was born at some point in the 19th century. Her life overlapped with a male poet who is said to have fallen in love with her. I believe there are some letters that give evidence of their relationship. But there's very little left of her work. Her name was Munibai, which is a typical kind of naming tradition for women who were tawaif, women who were trained in the musical and the poetic arts as entertainers. I'm going to read just a little bit of it in Urdu, and then I'll read the English translation. Hale hijab, काबिल शर्ह बयान नहीं, हाल हिजाब काबिल शर्ह बयान नहीं, आंसू ना टपके सुन के ये वो दास्तान नहीं। दिल में, जिगर में, सीने में, पहलू में, आँख में, ए इश्क तेरी शोला फिशानी कहाँ नहीं। हम भी खरीद लेते जुल्म के लिए, हम भी खरीद लेते तेरे जुल्म के लिए। बाजार दहर में कोई दिल की दुकान नहीं। देते हैं छेड़ छेड़ के क्यों मुझको गालियां, देते हैं छेड़ छेड़ के क्यों मुझको गालियां। समझे हुए हैं वो मेरे मुंह में जुबान नहीं। No power can describe or imagine the state of hijab. So Munibai took the name hijab as her pen name, or takhallus. It's also very unusual for a ghazal to begin with the poet mentioning her name in the first misra, in the first couplet. No power can describe or imagine the state of hijab. Whose listeners' tears don't fall, hers is not that story. In heart and vitals, in chest, ribs, and eyes, passion, where does your blaze not burn? Against your lack of pity, I too would buy some provision, if only hearts were for sale in the market of fate. Why do they slander the woman they vex and torment? They must believe there is no tongue in my mouth. Zehra very thoughtfully, in wanting to include a Palestinian voice in tonight's event, remembered that I have a deep connection to a sequence of Mahmoud Darwish called 11 Stars over Andalusia. We've talked about this. The translation that I'm reading is by Agha Shahid Ali, who is a Kashmiri. And part of the reason why this sequence of poems has became such a talisman to me over the years, since it's been over 20 years since this book was published after Shahid's death, is because it is something which is so, I think, classic and inherent to the Kashmiri solidarity with the Palestinian struggle, which is that it becomes a kind of a refracting lens. And here we have Darwish, the Palestinian, refracting Palestinian pain and exile through the loss of Andalusia. I want from love only the beginning. I want from love only the beginning. Doves patch over the squares of my Granada this day's shirt. There is wine in our clay jars for the feast after us. In the songs there are windows, enough for blossoms to explode. I leave jasmine in the vase. I leave my young heart in my mother's cupboard. I leave my dream laughing in water. I leave the dawn in the honey of the figs. I leave my day and my yesterday in the passage to the square of the orange where doves fly. The windows are empty of the orchards of your shawl. In another time, I knew so much about you. I picked gardenias from your 10 fingers. In another time, there were pearls for me around your neck and a name on a ring whose gem was darkness shining. I want from love only the beginning. Doves flew in the last sky. They flew and flew in that sky. There is still wine after us in the barrels and jars. A little land will suffice for us to meet. A little land will be enough for peace.
I'm feeling very, very speechless right now, just really moved. Thank you to everyone for coming tonight and for being here, and to Simi John and Sarah and Rahat for what you've offered. I'm just so much of this work that I've done has been in company with, I can't see you, so in conversation with all of you, so it just means so much to me. And Sarah, you've gone above and beyond to put this event together and figure all of the logistics, and thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I also just want to thank the folks at Massey Arts for putting this together. Just gonna open I'm bad with names. Thank you. Bearing with me. Trisha, Massey, Jackie, Jody, Brandon, Nevin. Thank you so much. And of course my publisher and my editor, Kinesia Lubrin, Kelly Joseph, Cameron Waller, Talia Abramson's the one who designed this gorgeous cover. Just also really grateful to my family who's here, my Baba, who's I think on Zoom somewhere, and my cousins, my friends, mentors, teachers from the creative writing program, and so many folks that this event and me being here and this book of poetry has come to. So I'm just deeply grateful. I'll maybe just start reading now. So there are 5 sections in this collection, and maybe what I'll do is read about 1 or 2 poems from each section. First poem is Tongue. I pray like Musa, Lord, untie the knot of my tongue, ease the tightness of my chest, so that I may pour from my tongue. In the desert thirst, beneath the bare sun, Hajar asks her Lord, no water, no sound, no one to call. If I am to die alone here, what is the use of my tongue? No words potent enough come to me, my God. I am Maryam. I am not what they think of me. It is not dates I want, but defiance sprouting from my tongue. In the court of men, Fatima of Fadak, the one who never lies, demands, give me what is mine, O men. I will die cursing you with the silence of my tongue. Zainab sits in the evening dust by the butchered bodies of her brothers and sons. Give me rage, give me wailing. Lord, show me how to carry this day on my tongue. All language I leave behind in a room. I learn what happens to my body is what happens to my tongue. After every defeat, I gather my limbs scattered. I beg fight, body of mine. The first to desert always is my tongue. Why do I burn? Is this not my inheritance, birthright, my dowry gift? This art of holding my tongue? Who holds my tongue? Is it you or me who holds my tongue? Fine, here, have it, I don't want it. Heat without fire, anger without bite, how it falters, my tongue. Words are wieldier, my people insist, yet they hold both my fists and my tongue. This next poem is called Revelation. In the cave of Hira, where each night Muhammad disappears into silence, Jibreel descends with a word and a command, recite, and Muhammad cries, but I am not a reciter. The Prophet and I know something of wordlessness, of being weak before what you can never fully wield, an ocean that can never fully be yours, revelation birthed in the lapse of language. In Arabic he cannot touch, the distance between speech and symbol, between saying and being, between the bang of the cosmos and the preceding words, kun fayakun, be and it is. Muhammad falters, and Jibreel embraces Muhammad, and Muhammad, who cannot read or write, finds himself speaking in verse, his tongue aflame, lighting shadows in the cave. Recite in the name of the Creator, the most generous, who taught by the pen, who taught you what you do not know. And each evening, my mother whispers the Quran and blows verses into a glass of water, and I drink her prayers. So this poem is called Say, and I'm going to dedicate this to Sarah and Rahat and Simi-Jan tonight. In the city square, Maryam addresses the world. Qul, say, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. From water is created every living thing. And Hajar takes us to the water. And Zainab tells us to drink the water. And Yukabit declares, the men needed to part the sea. But look, the sea is not for drowning, it is for carrying. No passports needed. This is how you let go, and this is how you float. And Hawa shows us how to rise together instead of always falling. And I find my words at last. They are growing in the garden of Fatima, the one we grew together around cups of chai. The warehouse turned mosque turned garden, the one where we speak all day, and our immigrant tongues become as verdant as soil, and we are full like we have just come from the ocean, and the Red Sea folds over itself, and there are no more partings, only arrivals. Every day we arrive like unending spring. See how these women give me words. See how my tongue moves. Do you see? This next poem is from the second section, and I want to dedicate this to the poets of Palestine, the poets of Gaza, and to all the poets who have known exile. A young man walks the streets of his childhood through signs declaring no dogs or Indians allowed. A woman turns one last time from a crowded, desperate train. Millions stumble into new old countries, lines on a map tearing across centuries. A man and a woman in a refugee camp put down suitcases full of loss, look up before they fall asleep to see the same old moon slipping across. A young father sits alone in a parking lot in the middle of a Canadian winter for an overnight security job. Wonders if this is what generations of leaving has come to. This parking lot, this unforgiving asphalt, these street lamps swallowing the soundless, sleepless night. The poet Darwish asks, where should we go after the last frontiers? Where should the birds fly after the last sky? Shahid writes, there is a sky beyond the sky for me. In the parking lot, the young father looks up, lips remembering lines. Tu Shaheen hai, parwaaz hai kaam tera. Tere samne aasmaan aur bhi hain, sitaron se aage jahan aur bhi hain, abhi ishq ki intaha aur bhi hain. You are the falcon. To fly is your calling. There are more skies to come. There are realms beyond even the stars, further heights for you to ascend. In her room, the girl has taken to lying on the floor, ear against the ground. Maybe it is not the sky, Shahid. Maybe there is more earth beyond this earth for me. Thank you. This poem is quite an older, much older poem, and maybe some of you have already heard it many times, and I apologize. It's called, but I thought I would read it here tonight. It's called Dear Baba. Dear Baba, you tell me you had to leave, that you cannot speak here, that in Karachi you have a tongue again. Baba, I have been losing words. This morning I woke up and all these words went missing. Baba, what is the word for longing in Urdu? Baba, teach me how to write my name again. Baba, what about me? Where do I run to? Where is the land that reaches out, calls me child? Where my tongue speaks without betrayal. The Urdu is disappearing, Baba, from my mouth and fingertips. Baba, must the children of diaspora find homelands only in poetry? Scattered seeds that will never take root? Baba, my generation is giving up on home as a place of returning. Yesterday, a fellow child of diaspora looked at me through a computer screen, confessed with red eyes, you are my home. Baba, maybe we are each other's homes. Maybe that is enough. Maybe we hold each other across oceans and speak tenderness in our broken languages. Dear Baba, I have little tolerance for grammar sticklers. It's because you always asked me to edit your emails, waited every day for me to come home and check if your response to the Craigslist ad was professional and correct. And I kept telling you, it doesn't matter. Don't make it matter. Baba, they never learned our language half as well. Not after invasion, not after plunder, not after centuries of rule. What does it mean to be finally free? Why must we try this hard? Baba, I write in English because it is what I have, but I will break it. I will break this language, pull it open and tuck in phrases too foreign. Mera wada hai. I promise to write bad grammar, not speak all good, misspell in every email, every school assignment. Just for us, Baba. Baba, it has been raining for weeks. I wish I could send some to you. I remember the word for rain, barish. Barish. The pause of ba as the monsoon clouds loom, rish, relief felt as water kisses parched land. How the entire city smells like rain. Karachi knows the poetry of rain. How we ran onto the roof, our heads upturned, mouths open for the first drops. Do you remember when Chachu sent me an umbrella from America and I took it to the roof after spotting a gray cloud? I waited for hours under my American umbrella. I have never seen anyone use an umbrella in Karachi, Baba. I wonder if this has changed, or whether the neighborhood children still swarm the streets, head skyward, anticipating the first raindrops. Dear Baba, what is the word for days in English? Nation? Homeland? No, not quite. English cannot fully know its own erasure. You are my days, Baba. Call me when it rains. I remember the word for it. Barish. Taste of rain on my tongue. Barish on my zaban. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Is your phone okay? Let's not worry. I'm sorry.
I have a napkin if you need it.
Thank you. My hands are very shaky and clumsy right now.
I've been there.
I'm okay. You okay? Sorry, Rahat. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. I'm just gonna drink the water I have left.
Do we need more? We're good. We'll do some over there.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
In the ghazal, that's auspicious and necessary, but it was better if it was red wine.
Well,
You make it rain.
speaking of floods, this next poem is called Nuh, which is based off of Nuh is the Arabic name for Noah. So the story of, it's kind of inspired from that, Noah's Ark. So yeah, it feels appropriate. You both okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Don't mind. Yeah, I'm listening. It's all good.
Nuh. When the floods came, I stood at the shore, eyes wide to the falling rain, watched the world bleed beyond its lines, the soil erode with silent surrender, the floating mangroves groan and bow, and all things kneel to the water. And I, a girl, stood wooden and true, drew myself in solidly, the memory of an ancient banyan, the muscled flanks of wild horses, the bellies of great whales. I knew it was time to build what could carry, to find the high point, to name what I knew to be the world, and carry it with me. Are we okay with time? Yeah, okay. This next poem is called 12, and it's about being 12 years old. 12. Dollar store mascara, skater shoes a size too big, baguette bags in the latest style, fished out from the discount bin at Claire's, a period that has yet to arrive. Sunday school at the mosque, we flip to the map in our public school planners, point to the countries we're from. Shazia doesn't want to say, and I can feel her shame, or maybe it is my own, and she points to the country always in the news. Kalashnikovs and burqas, the place I am always correcting my school teacher I am not from. Headscarves tied in the latest style, not like the way our mothers do it. Hoodies over abayas, sneaking magazines between textbooks, texting Alia during the Urdu majlis, slipping out for an iced cap. Sharing headphones with Mariam, who knows how to burn haram music from the internet. Rihanna, Shakira, Black Eyed Peas. Then there's Farah, whose mom is Lebanese, her father is white, Lululemon pants and TNA hoodies. Blonde bangs spilling out, at school she's popular, and Layla, whose mother lets her get waxed. Whose sister got her belly button pierced, planning for a tattoo next. The rest of us begging our mothers to finally go to that salon where the Iraqi lady waxes arms, mustaches, eyebrows. In the room in the back, where I run into aunties I know, getting their hair yanked down by straighteners or yanked out by a thread, all of us getting ready for the same event. I've got my outfit from Pakistan, ironed on my bed, Eid barbecue in the mosque parking lot, bouncy castle bursting with kids too big. A stall selling Avon products, henna for $5 per hand, a rack of sequined abayas from Dubai, my mother says are too expensive. Walking barefoot on the carpeted halls inside when the prayer hall is empty and it's just God and me. God, I want to matter. I want to be a writer. I want to make friends at school, to be loved like the girls in my novels. And can we go back to Karachi next summer? Every time I enter the mosque, the other neighborhood falls away. The aunties grab my shoulders. They know my name, know my mom, know where I'm from. Smack, assalamu alaikum, how are you? On either cheek. Alhamdulillah, how are you? Alhamdulillah. So this is a section about communities and places of worship, and this is the last poem in that section. So 12 was the first poem in that section. This is the last poem in that section. It's called Beneath the Dome. Light does not work anymore in the same way. What moved no longer moves. I behaved like they told me you wanted, turned into a banner, prayed and waited from the mountain. What knelt is no longer kneeling. The only love I could have was marriage between a man and a woman, so I knew how to be good, how to obey. I did everything they said you wanted. My teenage yearning turned into sanctimony. I followed you into the abyss, and no one came for me. I want new language, new words, ochre, green, the hollow base of a tree. I sit beneath the dome, and I cannot find you in the sermon, not anymore. Outside, a row of birch trees stir in the late afternoon breeze. A beam of sun spills through a gap in the branches, pours through the stained windows, washes across the calligraphed walls, Ar-Rahman, and falls onto the carpet before me. You are not in the sermon, not in any of the words I can pull out and fashion, not a you. Stop, I want to tell the preacher. Look at this light pooling for us. Oh, thank you. How are we feeling? Still have it in us for, okay. This poem is called Hajar. It was not thirst that drove me to scramble in the desert from one hill to the other like a mad pendulum. It was not thirst, not the child crying in the burning sand, nor my husband's disappearing footsteps. It was that wide, empty horizon that promised no salvation, all language lost, the sun uninhibited. It was madness. It was reaching the end of the world and needing to hear my feet against the ground, my breath ragged, my heart thundering against the silence of the barren earth. I was not looking for water. I wanted evidence of my own life. Thank you. Okay, two last poems. This one is called Becoming. You know the earth in winter, the dry root. You know what it is to shrivel, to fall. And yet, look how these trees persist. Look how you become a tree, how you gather the words left behind, assemble them from the scatter, plant them under your tongue to stay. From where the frost has taken root, how you melt into spring. Let philosophies long dormant emerge, take root and grow, brave and expansive. You gather and open and pour, fresh layer of tree bark, renewed limbs, petaled and tender. You find yourself at the swell, a place of mutable edges, rivers flooding, boundaries collapsing. Look how you earth, another kind of stillness, another kind of spring, not broken, but becoming. Thank you. So we're there. Last poem. Thank you. Thank you. This one is called A Poem for the 16-Year-Old Reading in the Dark. And it's written after Adrienne Rich. Poem for the 16-year-old reading in the dark. I want to make you laugh. You standing there by the window, next to the day's dying light. a book in hand, hungry for a line, something to pull, something to set afloat. Come, let us go for a walk. I fashion you shoes, cover you in a wool coat. Here's a scarf, twirl you around in a meadow and grab both your hands. Listen, God is not something you have to fight for. It is here. You have already arrived. It is yours. You don't have to beg. You don't have to lie in bed waiting. You can look away from the wall. Watch how the river melts and roars down a mountain. Watch how it sighs into the sea. Look at the lines on your palms, a map, the destination, always here. You are not shameful. You are not alone, but you are. But that is okay, I promise. There are dead leaves from last fall, still clinging to the tree that now unfurls with new leaves. There are wild salmon thrashing up a mountain stream, a whale and her calf in the cold northern seas. There is you by the window with a poem in your hand, an ache you cannot name. Listen, I want to tell you, it's true. Nothing remains the same. No skin cell, no same butterfly wing, no eggshells with the same spots. Even the ancient are always dying. Even the moon shifts in her sleep. When you put down the book, it will be another room, another light, and you too will stir, and the words will come to you.